reason why we are having this training is that the people that we will be able to pass this knowledge to here will be able to transfer it to other people. That is what we want to achieve. Today's event, I said it's special because there are some lecturers here that are from the Federal University of Technology, Yaba. Each of them heads the department. We are trying to see how we as a body will be able to work with them, work with government, work with international bodies.
So you are writing words, by the way, keywords, because otherwise, after the training, you must know at least 150 new packaging words. 1 kilogram of sugar, half a kilogram of sugar, or 250 grams of sugar. All of these is packaging unitization. So it results in containment. That's a principle of packaging. And then protection. Packaging protects what it sells and sells what it protects.
For instance, we have a brand here, a very successful brand. That's almost at the point became a generic name for the brand category, Close Up. You have Close Up. Close Up is in red, every red. And my came.
That's a toothbrush.
That's my from it.
No.
Which one?
My.
The close up I know. My.
So what they did was that the typo, all the visual elements of that brand, they cloned. Of Close Up.
Of my.
Close Up.
And my is looking similar.
Yes. So, because the look and feel of that brand, except you come close, you feel you are picking up Close Up.
Supply chain is a link, is a sequence of activities, is a chain. And your supply chain is as strong as your weakest link. Because you cannot do without the components that makes up the product you want to sell to the end user. So you must make sure that there is cohesion and that your chains and your processes are linked very well. Upstream supply chain and the downstream supply chain. The upstream has to do with the suppliers. In some companies, they do what is called supplier tiering. That means the company will engage one supplier who will manage other suppliers along the supply chain to make sure that materials are delivered. I want to use where I work as a case study. We have one supplier in India. What does he do? He gets all our materials from different suppliers and then introduce those to those suppliers and he takes a margin. So what we do is that we manage him and he manages all the suppliers. So, and at times to issue.
You are the manager. Where are you in the picture?
Yes.
You're there?
I'm there.
Okay.
So we manage this supplier, he manages tier 1 suppliers and tier 3 suppliers. Tier 3 suppliers can be suppliers of packaging materials, while tier 2 suppliers can be the raw material producers or the finished goods producers. So
well,
with your printing, you need to create a special effect. At times when you see print from abroad, you appreciate it more. It's not laminated, but it's somehow shiny. What creates that effect is when you have varnishes and coatings. So such coating gives a special effect. It has a shiny look. When you look at toothpaste package, the secondary package, they have some varnishes and coatings to show the red lipstick and all that. Then for hot foiling, look at the Guinness. The 1959, the logo and the brand name is looking like a metallic foil. So it's like this, So this is your plate cylinder, blanket cylinder, impression cylinder. So it's 3. After now there is technology, it has gone beyond plate. You can send from your computer straight to make what we call plates. A plate is the image carrier.
CTP.
CTP. I don't use CTP mostly if I've not explained it, because
Yeah, no, sure.
computer to plate and computer to press.
Yeah,
Both of it are CTP. So when you transfer from your computer straight to plate, the image is in the right reading. But when it gets here, what I mean by right reading is, this is what you have here. But by the time you get here, it's this way. So when it's transferred to your substrate, your paper is somewhere here, then you have it this way.
Yeah.
So you must use the word positive, negative, positive.
Yes.
Arrest the respiration, you arrest breathing, otherwise microorganisms will come in and will compound the problem, and that eventually hasten the rate of spoilage. So food composition, this defines the components that make of the food, that is the nutrients, so to say. So for example, when we talk about nutrients, we are talking about carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? Basically, they are divided into 3 parts. We have the monosaccharides, we have the di- and oligosaccharides, and then we have the polysaccharides. And the end product of all this hydrolysis is sugar. And that's what is absorbed into our bloodstream. When you take rice, you don't absorb rice. The rice must be broken down to give you sugar, which is glucose. Even the sugar, the sucrose, for instance, we cannot absorb sucrose. Sucrose, which is our table sugar, we still have to be broken down to give you into glucose and fructose. Then we have the maltose, which is 2 glucose units, and then we have the lactose, which is galactose, and then your glucose. But basically, what we absorb, what gives us energy, is the glucose.
Self-lessons. And when you come to resourcefulness, or let me talk about planning, this planning requires a daily business life. Deploying resources to various units of the business in such a way that if you don't plan for the business, it may fail. When you are starting up with the business, you need to plan. And when the moment you fail in your planning, definitely all other things you put in place, you are going to lose them. So planning is very important.
Yeah. Just innovation, inspiration, intelligence, improvement, involvement, and I.
Yes.
Is that you correct? Is that not a word missing there, or is it an I as in you?
As in me.
Okay.
As in me. And I.
Correct.
Now, let's talk about skill. Skill is here. If you are going out to acquire skill, you are trying to provide a solution to a problem. And you are solving, either it may be through service or strategy to win more to your organization, and sales, and also self-listening. Then, for any business at all you are doing, you must endure. Endurance must come first. You don't get to a particular level and you back out. You have not achieved anything. Like my mommy there sitting down. How long have you been in this business?
10 years by January.
Why have you not? Have it? It means
Endurance.
your endurance.
To run a small scale business, because the human resources is there. We ourselves, we are the labor can start. Everybody owns a smartphone, which is more than 60,000 or 100,000. Some of us have up to 500,000 in a smartphone. So we have smartphone, we have building, we live in a house, in a building. These days you don't have to run a shop or to rent somewhere before you can run a business. I was running my business, even though I had the factory built, I didn't move in there. I was running it for like 5 years, even in my sitting room. Before my husband pushed me out and said, I will build a factory for you. But we all live in a house, it's enough as a building. We have a smartphone to run our business, to know everything. Now, even if you have a physical shop or place, you still need to go online to advertise the business, which makes everybody qualified. Now, the only thing that will not happen is if there is no willingness on your part. Because there has to be willingness. There has to be willingness.
What is acceptable in Nigeria may not actually be acceptable in Ghana, because maybe their taste bud, they want certain things. So when we do sensory, you need to get certain panelists that would validate that this product you want to sell is meeting what is expected where you want it to go. Okay, so we have sensory lab, and those sensory labs are built in such a way that the panelists can see it without distractions and evaluate the products and give you the result you need. While in the packaging laboratory, because most of what we produce in the food industry need to be presented to the consumer in a particular way, packaging helps you to give it in units. You're able to dispense in readily available package sizes that you want. But this packaging material has to be such that it's not going to impact negative quality to your product. How do you ascertain that? It has to be able to protect your product. How do you ascertain that? So while receiving these packaging materials in the food industry, we test them. We test them to be sure that they are going to give exactly what benefits we expect it to give to the product, and nothing less than that.
You must understand that for every buyer, there's a stage of emotion, there's a stage of reasoning. When you have money in your account, before Mr. Kishan would decide to come to Nigeria, there's a part of his brain brain part, which is the analytical aspect of it, that has sat down to coordinate and calculate the figures that I was going to need. There's an emotional part of him that says, I want to go experience Nigeria again. And then there is an intuitional part of him that says, okay, well, if I get there, there's something I want to do different this time around. Am I speaking to you?
Yeah.
So far, if you look at the video, you realize that the man was literally begging and said, I'm blind, somebody help. Then someone came and changed the word, which is for every package, I can have this here and then you have 100 pictures and I still don't get the content. Do you understand it?
Yes.
But I can just have something that appeals to me about packaging and I'm interested about it and I want to change this whole thing.
Yes.
I can just see something that says, okay, the contents, they are big English. Like I said, I started with big English because I want somebody to ask questions, what's the meaning of this?
Yes.
So, but the thing is, you now begin to pay attention to say, okay, what's the meaning? Then when you go deep down, then you get a content that gets you excited, which is the video. So now, when I come back to this, I'm trying to explain to us that every marketing process, every packaging, still has a functional relationship with marketing.
Yeah.
If you like, package it in nylon, package it in bag, package it in bottles. What appeals to me beyond my need is the emotion.